Happy Friday, everybody. I hope y'all had a good day. I hope y'all had a productive day. I know I did. Um, I got some rest. My skin looks a whole lot better than it did yesterday, so that's a win. But I also got up and I went to work. And, I got a lot done. Nothing new or amazing. It was just a regular day of getting my responsibilities taken care of for my clients and for myself. So it was a good day. It was not a wasted day, and I'm happy about that. I feel good right now. Today, I want to talk about AI. And this is going to be a three-parter. There's just so much to talk about. I want to talk about AI and the philosophy behind building my AI framework. As I mentioned, that I spent the last year developing and launching an AI platform from scratch, and it actually goes into production into beta format on January 15th as a commercial beta. But over the last year, a little over a year, I've fielded some pretty tough questions about AI. People were genuinely interested. Others were, fearful of what it might become. But before I go into that, I want to point out two obvious things. Number one, this little desktop fan is going. That is keeping me cool right now. Mostly because my metabolism is racing right now on my health journey. My metabolism is very high, and certain parts of the day I sweat a lot, which leads to the second observation: my hair is down. That's because when my metabolism races, I get very hot and I just start sweating. So my scalp sweats too. So I usually let my hair down and let the fan keep my scalp cool. Yeah. So remember, your scalp is skin. Take care of your scalp. So that said, back to AI. I want to talk about it in a responsible way. I want to inform. I want to avoid a lot of the marketing hype, or maybe resolve a lot of that. But I also want to be sensitive to certain economic realities that are happening right now. But before I can explain my philosophy behind AI and building it, I want to talk about two things, and they might sound like hot takes, but I don't want to freak anybody out. So, number one, I'm just going to say it: AI does not replace jobs; it replaces tasks, and I'll come right back to that. And second, you, me, we, us, we all need to realize that we are on the verge of collective shift in the evolution of human civilization. And it's going to require a new type of economy that has never existed before. Not even a little bit. You might have seen it, but they might sound like hot takes, but I want to address them and kind of bring it back around. So let me pull that first thing out of the air. AI does not replace jobs, it replaces tasks. Now, we are in an economic reality where a lot of the talk is that, you know, jobs are being replaced by AI. No, they're not. No, they're not. What we're seeing is jobs are being replaced by employers who are automating tasks. All right, that's a very important distinction to make. Now, jobs are being replaced by employees who are automating tasks. Automation always removes tasks, not entire occupations. Right? So, calculators did not eliminate mathematicians. Right? Word processors did not replace writers. Spreadsheets did not replace accountants. I can go on and on and on about this. What usually happens is that repetitive, low value tasks, they usually get absorbed by automation. But here's the thing: that is progress. But automation doesn't remove the entire occupation itself. Progress may eliminate roles, but usually what happens is that humans move up the tier of progress into new roles that are created by it. So, for example, let's 60 years ago, we had huge assembly lines with hundreds of people. Progress and automation, it eliminated those tasks, but we still needed people there. We still Instead of hundreds of people on an assembly line, there are now a few key dozen people or so that they manage, they oversee, they repair, they maintain, they plan, all of it. So, you know, those repetitive tasks gets folded up, but it always creates more opportunity. And a lot of companies right now are learning the hard way that you can't completely replace human beings. Automation is a leverage, not a replacement. And just like those assembly lines, humans move up the ladder of progress, not down it. We move from execution to oversight. We move from labor to architecture. We go from doing things to deciding things. And as I said, companies are finding out the hard way. You can't replace humans entirely, not with automation. You still need things that are uniquely human. You still need judgment. You still need review. You still need intent, decision making. You still need expertise. All of those things and more are uniquely human and will always be needed. And while there are some initial job losses to automation, they're more like growing pains and not injuries, because the arc of progress usually creates more opportunities than that are lost. It's a net gain economically. And the problem is that we as humans, we tend to get stuck in our current state and we don't want to move up that tier. Well, that's something that we need to change mentally. Because right now, as of last year, 2025, there are more than 3 million jobs available in STEM fields and growing. STEM, if you're unaware, means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And as we move towards AI, those repetitive tasks are going to get absorbed, but the demand for the expertise is only going to grow. So that's it. I want you to think of AI as another automation tool, because right now that's where the focus is, and in the foreseeable future, that's how it's being used, more as automation. So don't freak out. I want you to make that mental shift and start using this as an opportunity to get ahead of the shift that's coming, because it is coming. Progress always happens. As long as the drivers of our economics are always advancing, regardless of government, regardless of who's in power, regardless of whatever laws are in place, advancement happens, right? It just happens at a different pace. You can slow it down, but you can never stop it. So don't freak out. Right now, it's just another automation tool. Musicians didn't go away because music creation became digital. It's just one of the things we've always had to deal with. That said, if anyone wants to take that seriously, I will begin posting places where you can actually get the education that's necessary for you to make that advancement, to make that leap for free or cheap. A lot of places are offering it that way just because there is such a need, there's such a demand for it. That's only going to grow. So I'll start posting those on my site at dexternelson.com. Nothing's there right now, but there will be. And wow, we're almost at 9 minutes. And excuse me, I'll wipe my nose. Um, I, what I'm going to do is it's already 9 minutes. I'm going to pause the video here, or stop the video here, and break this up into three parts. Today was talking about AI replacing jobs. The next point is going to be the anthropological. We're going to talk about the collective shift and the evolution of human civilization. That's going to be deep. That's going to be a fun topic. And then in the third video, I will bring points 1 and 2 together today about AI replacing tasks, not jobs, the anthropology of evolution of our civilization, and you know I'll bring those together to actually talk about the philosophy, which is what I call oncology first AI. That's going to be a fun talk. But yeah, if you guys are interested, go ahead and subscribe, either here or on my blog at dexternelson.com. I'll post those resources. I'll try to get it done in the next day or two. But yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.